I'm very excited to be joined now by Vicki Cowart, President and CEO of Planned Parenthood Rocky Mountain. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start off by just talking a little bit about the mission of Planned Parenthood here in Rocky Mountains.
So our job is to provide reproductive health care, to make sure that reproductive health care is available to women and teens, men, the families that need that health care. We also provide comprehensive sex education to youth and some adults, young adults all over the area, and of course effective advocacy to make sure that both health care and sex education continue to be provided.
This is such a hot button topic, as always, but specifically in the last couple of weeks at the national level, we've seen some states pass some legislation. What's been happening with women's rights and the battle over women's rights on the national level?
Yeah, it is a really interesting time. It's important to make note that this is a state battle now. We did see legislation introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives several weeks ago. We know that won't get through the Senate. We know the president he's already said that he would turn that down. But in states like Ohio, Wisconsin, North Carolina, and Texas is where most of the attention has been spent. Basically, politicians in the state house are stepping in to interfere with the decisions that a woman might make about her own reproductive health care. In Texas, they've put now into legislation, and the governor is signing it, a requirement that says to provide early abortion, something that is a relatively simple medical procedure. You have to have surgical outpatient type offices. I mean, really almost hospital level facilities. There's no need for that, but that's an attempt to make it very expensive for the provider. And it's going to work because there are something like 30 organizations that provide abortions in Texas, and about all but 5 of them will close as a result of this. This is not going to help. This is going to drive people to more dangerous options.
We've talked a little about North Carolina and about Texas. What's Colorado's track record like on this issue?
We are in a completely different space and time right now in Colorado. But it's because we've seen these threats come at us several years in a row. You may recall that we had the Personhood Amendment 2 times in a row here in Colorado. And Coloradans came out in force and said, no, we don't believe in that kind of law. Personhood would basically take the decision out of the woman's hand and even turn down access to basic birth control. Our citizens voted on it 2 times, rejected it soundly in a 3-to-1 margin both times. As a result of that, people have gotten very energized here in Colorado, and in the last election, we saw a lot of folks come out and vote for people that believe in a woman being the one that actually makes this deeply personal and private decision. That's enabled us to have a House and a Senate here in Colorado that isn't going to mess with a woman's access to reproductive health care. So we're in this perfect little quiet spot where not only did we reject every bad piece of legislation, we actually were able to pass a couple of good things for Colorado citizens. So we're in a safe spot right now, but it's important to be vigilant because it'll come back. We know it will.
I was going to say, I don't think the fight's going away. I'm sure there's stuff on the horizon. It's just going to keep coming. I know that PPVC has a new pink shoes campaign going on. Can we talk a little bit about that?
We do. We want to show that even though it's not happening to us right now in Colorado, we do stand with the women across the country whose rights, whose decisions are being threatened. And so, yeah, we're all putting on our pink shoes and having our pictures taken, and it's going up on our Facebook sign. And it's just about, what are you doing today in your pink shoes to make sure that women are the ones that get to make their own healthcare decisions? Most people think that you don't need big government in your life telling you what kind of doctor to go to, what kind of health care you should receive. And that's the message that we're trying to get out with our pink shoes. Remember, we're talking about breast health care too. We're talking about woman kinds of care that keeps a woman working, keeps her able to take care of her family, keeps her a productive part of our community.
Well, it's some very important work that you're doing. Thank you so much for everything you do here in Colorado, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.